All right, welcome on everybody. I am so excited. We are going to have an amazing webinar here. This is about cryptocurrency. This is about huge potential in front of you. This is about, some amazing things happening, some amazing opportunity. And you hear this, I'm really dialing down how I really feel about what's happening within cryptocurrency and in our space here. And what I will share with you before I turn this over to an amazing marketer, an amazing friend, an amazing visionary that I've known for over a decade is that I was evaluating things, and I don't know if you can see some things on my whiteboard. It doesn't matter what they say, but something very clear came out. I went through some big life change, and what I'm about to show you has completely changed my life in the last 131 days. And in fact, it changed it in the first 20 days where I made 268.4 Ethereum. But it's not about me. And you're going to hear Mike talk about 800 plus in 90 days and these amazing numbers. I went through a little folder that I keep, and I'll probably show you some of this at some point here. And I saw some of the life change when because I don't always keep a lot of, track of everything going on, but I took some screenshots and I was looking through the first like 12 to 20 to 25 days and how many people I deeply care about that their whole life is completely changed. Dozens and hundreds of Ethereum generated for like some people who have never made even more than like 50 or 100 grand in a year, or even 10,000 ever. And to watch the kind of numbers and things that have been achieved, that's really why we're here. That's what inspires me. Not telling you about 260. I've made hundreds and hundreds of Ethereum. And so what I'm going to do is introduce our guest, and we're going to fly through this. We're going to keep this concise. We're going to keep this exciting. And I encourage you to keep an open mind and open heart for the coming minutes, because this has absolutely changed my life to where I had to really I had to evaluate everything in my life because I gained a lot of wealth quickly. And I'm super grateful for that. And I've watched that throughout our community as well. And there's a reason why we have 7 and 8 figure earners from all around the industry, all throughout the team. It's incredible. So I'm going to bring on Mike here, and what I will share, I could talk about Mike all day. I love this guy. I've known Mike since 2009. He's one of the greatest, not just the greatest marketers, because there's something to be said about that. He's a visionary, but his heart's always been in the right place for people. And I saw that when I discovered him in 2009. And I just followed what he said, and it just freaking worked. And I'm watching that now, and I'm watching people just following what he says, and it's just working for them. And many of them have never, ever even like barely recruited a person, if that, or had any success. So I want to turn this over and just say, Mike he's a genius. He's a visionary. His heart's in the right place. And, we've had countless hundreds of hours of conversation about how much we could just go take this and just go make crazy, crazy millions ourselves. But it always comes back to, how can we help others, and this go-giver mentality. And we know that's a commonality with us. It centers back around that. So Mike, I'm going to keep this short. I'm going to flip this over to you. Let's do this, man.
All right, let's get the party started. All right, guys. So Jason was talking about something there that I'm actually going to pick up on, and then we'll go into the slides and do our presentation so you understand what's going on, so you have something to share with others. Jason was just saying we could go off and make millions. And yet what he was kind of talking about there is we've been having a lot of back and forth private conversations about that, and about how frustrating it is. And we're not complaining about what anybody else is doing out there, because we're talking about being tempted doing it. And that is jumping from program to program to program, making a killing right now, because the entire market, even if you see what's happening with the stock market, we could call it euphoric, right? Like you shake a tree and money falls from almost every one of them. It doesn't matter where you put your money, it goes up, and everyone's kind of in this euphoric state. The risk tolerance is really high, and they think the grass is greener on the other side. we're hearing about people making so much money everywhere, and everyone's just like in this panic. And what that's created more than ever in this opportunity industry is people thinking they get into something and then all of a sudden they hear about another opportunity. It's like somebody's making $100,000. Oh my God, I'm gonna go over there. And then like, there's another one. Oh, did you hear about Daisy? Did you hear about Daisy? Did you hear about Daisy? It's like, yeah, I heard about Daisy like last month. I passed because I'm helping my team. We could jump from program to program to program because there's a lot of adrenaline junkies among the entrepreneurial. Entrepreneurs like the rush. And so they like the rush of signing up in the next thing. If you just put your money on the table, roll the dice, right? So there's a lot of that, you know, and I've been through a lot of that myself in my life. I used to go to Vegas. Like, I get it. But yeah, the conversations that we've been having privately a lot is, do we want to be that kind of, you know, builder where we jump from program to program and we make a killing and those who can follow and keep up might make a killing moving the herd around? Or we want to treat the people that we work with like people and see if we can help them succeed? And it's kind of an intense conversation sometimes because we see how much people are making and how little they get to work. So, you know, I'll be going, for those of you who are new to all of this, I'm going to show you a system and a process that has been working for us here in the same place since we started 4 months ago. Nothing's changed. In fact, I pulled up the same slides I did 4 months ago, and I didn't change much because it's the same process. And if that's boring, that we're making massive amounts of Ethereum every day doing the same thing that we were doing 4 months ago, probably not for you. If you'd rather jump from program to program to program, if that's like working for you, this probably isn't for you, or just throw it into like the deck, right? But we're really committed to people. We're really, really committed to people. I'm going to show you the same slides I showed 4 months ago. I made a few little modifications to it, but it's the same thing because it's still working. And before I open these up, I'm going to say one more thing, because a lot of people say, well, oh, Forsage, isn't that old news? It's like, it launched like a year and a couple months ago. No, actually, it's still new. And just because promoters who make millions and then they promote the next thing and the next thing doesn't mean that this isn't still working. It's still working for us. So let me just go ahead and pull this up and let's show you what we're talking about if this is all new to you. Yeah, so it's called Forsage. If you've been in Forsage before in other teams or heard of it, we do it very differently. And I already kind of gave you a clue onto how we do it differently, but we'll get a little bit more specific about how we support people to actually win here, right? Because that's what matters. Now, Forsage itself was and still is a phenomenon. And what I mean by that, it is a true decentralized Ethereum smart contract. There's a few more popping up now that are true decentralized Ethereum smart contracts, but there's a lot of hype around this concept. And there's a lot of programs popping up and they go, oh my God, it's a smart contract. It's like, let me look at this, because what the rest of the story doesn't make sense. It doesn't jive with what a smart contract is. And I look at it, it's like, okay, if it is a smart contract and I have to bring in my developer friend to like really assess it to know if it is or not. But if it is, it has no benefit of a smart contract. Like all these programs out there that are touting smart contract, I look at it, it's like, if it is, and I don't even know if it is, and I don't even want to invest the time to find out, because the way that they've set up the whole business model, there's no benefit to having a smart contract if the company is holding your money. If the company touches your money, then I'm not saying there's anything wrong with product network marketing business models where you pay money to a company and they're putting together products. And that's one business model, that traditional model. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying the advantage of having a smart contract, the reason why we're so excited is because it's in our control. It means that no third party group of people can pull the rug out from underneath us, change the compensation plan, change the rules after we built an organization, or go out of business all of a sudden, or run off with our crypto if they've been promising to trade it for us, and all of a sudden they decided they didn't want to anymore and they run off. None of that can happen if it's a true smart contract. It's extremely unusual still in the industry to see a true smart contract. But a lot of people are out there touting, oh no, this is look at this new smart contract. No, most of them aren't smart contracts. And if they are, there's no benefit to it because someone's still holding your money. Peer-to-peer payments is one of the big deals. When you get paid, it goes right into your wallet. You don't have to log in to access it, and you don't have to ask for it. It's like when you get paid, it's already in your wallet and no one else touched it. No individual, no person, no organization can stop that from happening. No one can take down a smart contract, by the way, guys. You'd have to take down the internet. Think about that. That's what decentralized means. It means regulatory bodies, nobody, no person, nobody. It changes the game. It changes the game. And most people still don't understand that. There are people who've made millions in Forsage who are now promoting other things. They still don't understand the significance of what I just said. It's here forever. Forsage that wrote the smart contract doesn't even have anything to do with it anymore. They can take their website down, they can disappear, we can keep running. It means it's in our control. It means if you set up camp here and you learn how to be successful duplicating what we do instead of jumping around, you're going to win because it works and no one can change it. Powerful. Forsage never touches or holds your crypto or funds. I mentioned that. A lot of times people are touting these other opportunities that, and I'm not saying they're necessarily bad opportunities in and of themselves at all. I'm just saying if they're touting it's a smart contract, but there's anyone touching your money, then it doesn't matter if it's a smart contract. They just blew the point. It doesn't make any sense. So what's the product here? People really get stuck on this because it's a smart contract and there's no company anymore. And Forsage doesn't take the money, so obviously they don't provide a product. It's a whole new mindset. It's a whole new paradigm. Smart contracts will change the game, guys. If I was sitting down with you in the olden days before the internet, remember the interwebs? Remember dial-up? Remember before that, even when you were hearing about it? I remember somebody holding a book about the coming of the internet. I was like, what in the heck is it talking about? I was in a line at the library at U of O. I was like, that's weird. I remember that. And it was years before I even understood what the title of that book was talking about. Do you remember those days? And how it was very difficult to wrap your head around what it was and how transformative it would be. That we'd be able to do this right now, have a conversation like this. Do you understand that that was impossible? It was absolutely impossible. To order things by Amazon, drop shipped on your door, to go online, to watch videos, watch streaming live videos. This was impossible. It transformed our lives. What I want you to understand is this is even more transformative. And so it's really hard to wrap our heads around. And so again, I'll say it one more time, knowing it's impossible to fully understand it, but just accept it's that transformative. When I say a smart contract just works, people pay money into something, something happens, all kinds of things can happen. Think of Kickstarter, think of PayPal, think of Netflix, think of everything. Imagine no company being necessary. Imagine no people being necessary to manage funds and watch that people's services are being delivered. Imagine that it all works and everybody needs just a little bit of Ethereum to be able to plug in and use this stuff and order stuff and do stuff. It's crazy. Everything will just run and work and there won't be needing any people to help make it happen. And this is one of the first versions of that, a peek into what's to come. But it's not made for consumers, guys. That's coming next. If we were already there, there would be no opportunity and Ethereum would be at 50,000 or more. This is the entrepreneurial opportunity niche version of what's to come. Can everybody wrap their head around that? No. The product is you experiencing an Ethereum smart contract now before you already fully understand what it is and the whole world understands what it is and it's too late. It's you getting to figure out what it is by getting your hands on it, by being surrounded by people who got their hands on it. So you understand the opportunity of crypto because your hands are on it. The opportunity is to experience the most advanced real world application of the Ethereum smart contract right now, before all the consumers know about it, before Ethereum skyrockets, before the opportunity's over. That's the product. That's what you're purchasing, access to that. And that's a really big deal. Some people understand that. They're entrepreneurial, and some people don't. There are some people who are entrepreneurial who did not see crypto coming. There are still people today who you could say were entrepreneurial, like Bill Gates, who still thinks crypto is BS. It's like, hello, it's a little too late now. I mean, after Elon Musk and Tesla just put up $1.5 billion into it, you just can't make that claim anymore. So there will be entrepreneurial people here that just won't see it. But a lot of us see it, and we're making a lot of ETH, and we can show you how to make a lot of ETH too. So you're gaining access also. What are you purchasing? You're getting access to a community that supports you in learning this stuff. It starts today. All of this conversation, you purchasing access to the smart contract, learning what gas fees are, how to lower gas fees, learning the significance of what it means that Ethereum 2.0 is coming out, stuff that was all foreign to me 4 months ago, learning that meant that transaction speeds are going to speed up by thousands of times and transaction fees are going to go down by thousands of times. All gibberish 5 months ago for me, stuff that's crystal clear to me now. So I know how to invest in crypto opportunities. I understand what the heck I'm doing. That's valuable. If you're smart, that's what you're purchasing, the opportunity to go through that learning experience. Huge. You're going to learn the Ethereum and cryptocurrency landscape and understand its opportunities because you'll be engaging with the technology firsthand while being surrounded by others engaging with it who are here to help. If somebody can't understand the value of that, probably not for them. They missed the internet and they're going to miss this. Making money, bringing smart contract technology to the world. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about results. I think this is the fun part, right? 12 days in, Jordan made 1.17 ETH. The screenshot was taken early on. At the time, it was $471. Can you guys do the math? ETH's getting close to $2,000 now. It was at $2,000 and now it's buzzing around 18 something. Let's just say a cool $2,000. So this 471 is now worth $2,000. Guess what, guys? It's going to keep going up. Parabolic, exponential, massive. We were at the beginning, the bottom, the ground floor. It's insane. 2 weeks, Deborah, 1.425. That's like what, 2,500 now? 2 weeks, Michelle, 2.625 ETH she made. What's that, like $5,000? Correct me if I'm way off on my math, Jason. D, I don't want it to be too obvious that I'm not as bright as I pretend I am. D, 19 days in, 3.15 ETH. What is that? We're getting like $6 grand?
Yeah.
19 days in. Tim, following the same system, guys, the same system we're using right now. This just keeps happening. Tim, 2 weeks in, 4.275 ETH. That's about, well, it's over $8,000, I think. Rich, 8.4 ETH in 3 weeks. That's close to 16 grand, over 16 grand. And by the way, you have to understand, guys, the smart people out there are saying, and I do mean smart people, like the people that have been right for 5 years in a row as I watch them talk about crypto, never wrong. That few people, because I watched a lot of people initially and it dwindled down to a handful of people who are all saying the same thing. And they're all saying ETH is going way higher.
Yep.
Way higher. A lot of people believe 15,000 this bull cycle. If that doesn't happen, certainly way beyond that in the next bull cycle. So even the 1,850 or whatever it's priced at right now is peanuts compared to where it's going, because everyone's going to need a little bit of it to transact with everything. So Ed Cox, 18 days in, not even 3 weeks, 7.55 ETH. That's like 15 grand. About 1,000 a day. Pretty good. Kim, 11.675 ETH. A lot of these people, guys, were struggling in previous opportunities. A lot of them never made anything or never made much. And by the way, these numbers are small. I didn't want to say what they made like in 4 months because it's almost it's just astronomical. I wanted you to see what people were earning right away. Kim, 14 days, 11.675 ETH. What's that, 23 grand now? But again, hold on to some of that ETH. I mean, you could sell some of it now and use it on your lifestyle, but you know, save a little bit of it, guys. And wow, we're talking massive what that turns into. Aaron, 18 days in, 12.7 ETH. So we're talking over 25 grand and it's going up. John, 13 days in, 17.475 ETH. That's now like 35 grand. Oldest writes, I don't know if it's okay to share it, but I like this new part-time project here. Here's my first 6-day results, 18.275 ETH. He was obviously being sarcastic and extremely excited. He didn't know if he could share it in the group, but of course we welcomed it. That's now like 36 grand or something like that. And again, it's still, it's very low compared to where it's going, guys. Tony Pete, 21 ETH in 17 days. Jeremy, 3 weeks, 61 ETH. And he's got way more than that now. I mean, just like that was nothing. We're using the same process, the same system, the same everything. Why people signed up in Forsage, made millions, and then moved on to the next thing? Ridiculous. I can tell you why. Because they didn't want to teach their team how to duplicate. It's easier just to move the herd around. We don't think of people like that. Yeah. We're staying put. We're showing people how to have the success. That's the difference. It's like herding cats sometimes, though, because a lot of them are still running around into other programs, and then we have to go do all kinds of crazy stuff to try to get their attention again and get them back on track. We'll talk about that a little bit later on with our marketing strategies. Michael Glass, 65 ETH, 3 weeks. Robert Taylor, 23 days, 75 ETH. It's our strategy. It's our process that allows this. Not everyone follows it 100%. And some people like to make it really hard. Like some people will plug in and they start asking me all these questions. I'm like, you know what? I never asked those questions. So you're breaking my system. You know, if you're thinking about stuff constantly that I never thought about, then you're breaking the system. I'm not saying you can ask them, but you're going to slow things down. Like you're making it harder than it needs to be. We show you exactly what to do, how to do it. If you think outside those lines, obviously nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with being creative. Nothing wrong with making more work than there needs to be. That's everyone's prerogative, but understand that's what you're doing when you're asking lots of questions that are outside of what I talked about. Like the system is ridiculously simple, and it clearly works. Here's one of my family positions. 79 ETH at that time, where I think we're about a month in, and then another family position, 116 ETH, about a month in, which now what's 116, 100,000, 232,000.
Yep.
And here's my position, 154 ETH. So the system clearly works. My success, Jason's success, is because we're helping others succeed. There's no way around it. We can't succeed without helping others succeed. This, more than anything, is built that way, especially the way we're building it. It's just impossible for us to make ETH without helping others make ETH the way we've been building this. And will be the same for you. And we want that duplicated. It's a win-win scenario. If people can just stay on the rails. So yeah, system for results, 800 plus ETH between all my positions. You don't need to start with a bunch of positions, because I started to grow and make so much ETH and help family out. So between me and family positions that I was building, 800 plus ETH in my first 90 days, following the same process I'm still following. That still works. Jason, 268 plus ETH. I saw that he had in his first 20 days, and he keeps making ETH. I mean, I don't know where you're at now, Jason.
And I've made a decision, everybody, that so it's far north of that, and it doesn't matter how high it is.
It starts to get so high, people get confused.
Totally. We have so many examples around. I'm like, it doesn't even matter. I'm just going to share some of it, and we're just going to keep pointing to everybody.
I don't think anybody here would be upset if they made 268 ETH in 20 days. And by the way, guys, our result does not mean you're going to get the same results, right? Results are based on, or these kinds of results are based off of what we produce. But here's the kicker. We're showing you how we produce these results. But can I guarantee you're going to do what I say? No. I've got one woman, she's one of the smartest people I've ever worked with. And every time I meet her, she asks questions to prove it. And I'm like, you know what? I never thought about that. I don't want to think about that. My brain hurts when I think about that. And I can't get her to stop thinking about and doing things that I never did, never told her to do. So I can't guarantee if you're going to be the kind of person who actually does really simple stuff I tell you to do. If you do, you're going to get results. Or are you going to be the kind of person who just, you look like you're paying attention, and then I go look at what you're doing. I'm like, did I tell you to create a marketing funnel? Have you ever created a successful marketing funnel? Then why did you just spend 3 months creating one and then complaining you don't have results? Why don't you just do the simple stuff? If you guys do the simple stuff, you're going to win big. And the results prove it. The team that did, we counted it up. We had our VA count it up. It took them 3 days to count up what everybody made. I told them to stop after 12,000. The team made in 90 days 12,000 Ethereum. And a lot of these people, most of these people were people that I went to that didn't have success in the previous company or the previous company or the previous company they were in. That's why I went to them first, because I saw a chance with this strategy to help them win. And I wanted to give it a go. And I said, who wants to give this a go? I think I can help you win. And they did. They won big, and it's still working. And since no one can take this down, no one can run off with our crypto because it's not set up that way. The crypto always goes into our own wallets. We have complete control. We don't need a company for it to run. It's a smart contract. It runs on its own. We are sovereign. That means we are in control. Nobody can take this away from us. It means it will continue to work as long as leaders help you. And as long as you, after you make the ETH, help people succeed with it. You know how many people I helped make a lot of ETH in this company that I found out were off in another company? What the heck? It's not how you help people succeed, guys. Yep. This is going to be here for as long as people are willing to support others and succeeding with it. It works. It works really, really well.
And Mike, I want to add in real briefly that, you know, this company, we're using the Forsage compensation plan, and we're currently using their website, including our own tool, which you'll get to see here soon, I'm sure. It doesn't matter what it's called. It doesn't matter if their entire site went down. We are sovereign from that.
Yep.
We've already done transactions without anything to do with their back office whatsoever. So realize, unless someone unplugs Ethereum
or the internet,
which is the entire internet. So imagine the world running without the internet. There goes all of the governments and money system of the world. This can't be taken down. I want you to think about that. And you're getting the Ethereum in your wallet, and it's almost certainly, we can't guarantee anything, almost certainly going far north of where we're at.
But Jason, did you hear about the new opportunity?
I want to share this in 10 seconds. I totally understand that. I love that jumping around. I get pumped by that too. But I realize that's what's on my whiteboard. When I mapped everything out and used my forebrain, not my animalistic part of my brain that just runs on emotions, when I mapped it out, it was so clear. Right at the top center of that board, it says Forsage, because that's what's created so much of the change for so many people, including myself and my loved ones. That's what's important to me. It's awesome.
So again, guys, don't misunderstand me. We're not against multiple streams of income.
Right.
But if you're having trouble succeeding and you find yourself here, just as well make a lot of ETH following a simple process before you jump into the next big thing. You know what I mean? Which probably doesn't have people who are going to actually help you succeed in it. It's just uncommon, extremely uncommon. You got to think about, how are you going to be successful? And I'm going to talk about today, how are you going to do it? It's not about just throwing money at something. You know what I mean? So this is pretty cool. When you get signed in, you connect to Telegram. Telegram's a social media site, right? And they set it up where as soon as you get a payment, Telegram notifies you. So we get ding, ding, like it's pretty cool. So like this one, what did it say? Platform X4. So this is the X4 comp plan. We'll talk a little bit about that today. And position 1 was bought. And then these are, oh yeah, here it is. So you received a profit of 1,232, 3.2 ETH. Now that would be like $6,000 or whatever. So it's cool. You get pinged these things, and it's pretty cool to sign someone up, get them set up with this, and they start getting those dings. You know what I mean? Like I just wanted you to see this. People have gotten a lot of these notifications, and it has been life-changing, as Jason said, for so many people. What's interesting is, and this is just human nature, a lot of the people that we helped in a big way make a lot of ETH then moved on to other things instead of helping people. So we hope that if you join us today and we help you be successful, we hope you'll stay put and help other people be successful. Pay it forward in a big way. pretty exciting. You know, people start getting this kind of stuff. You received a profit of 6.4 ETH. That's 12 grand right there. Let's talk about growing ETH. Let's talk about the compensation side of this Ethereum smart contract. And again, before I begin, what's the product? Well, Forsage doesn't take any of your money, so they're not going to be giving you a product. Obviously, it's a smart contract. So the question really is, what's the value exchange? What are you getting when you buy access to these, experiencing this smart contract? Well, hands-on experience of engaging with a smart contract, which opens you up to understanding what in the heck is going on. You start to learn what it means that transaction fees are going to decrease. Gas prices, they call it. Transaction fees are going to decrease by thousands of times. You understand the significance of transaction speeds increasing by thousands of times. You understand when they talk about 2.0 coming out, ETH 2.0 being integrated to the network. You understand what it means. You understand firsthand. You didn't just read about it. I understand what's happening in the crypto market and with Ethereum on a level I could have never learned about without experiencing it. So you're getting that, and you're being immersed by people to learn this stuff firsthand. That's what you're getting. That's what you're purchasing. And the opportunity to grow ETH, the opportunity to plug into a system to grow ETH. So remember, you're not investing. We're building we're building a team sales organization. Oh boy, I'm going to go on a tangent, Jason. You don't want just to be invested. I know some of you just think, well, I'm just going to invest. Do you know how much I'm able to invest now? Because I made 850 ETH. Do you know how many more altcoins I can buy?
Yep.
Do you know how much more ETH I have? Jason, how much more investing have you been able to do? Even the high risk stuff. But how much more investing that you would have never been able to do, are you now able to do? And what kind of impact is that going to have financially for you long term? It's massive.
It's tons. I have a mentor that introduced me to crypto in 2016, and every coin he recommends, and he wins more of them than not. He does research. He spends 4 hours a day researching everything. I just throw in Ethereum at every single thing he throws out there. I could never even think of doing that.
Yeah. I'm in the same thing. I'm throwing stuff everywhere, planting seeds everywhere. I can afford to do that because I'm generating ETH. That's what we're helping you do. But Jason, what I want to get across is this isn't the investment platform.
Right.
And that's why there's no risk here. There's no risk because there's no investing. And that's good. This is where we grow our ETH. We don't risk our ETH. This is where we work together with a process that works clearly, that's duplicatable, to generate the ETH to go out and invest with. We're not financial advisors. We're not here to tell you what to invest into and stuff. If we ever do talk about stuff we're investing into, we'll be showing you maybe here's what we're doing, but that's not this. We do multiple streams of income, guys, but this is the main focus because this is where the ETH is being generated to go do that other stuff with. So if you do the other stuff, I'm not saying don't misunderstand me. I'm saying don't forget where the ETH came from.
Yeah. That's really well said, Mike. That's really well said.
Okay. So how does it work? There's 3 compensation structures. You're basically purchasing, we can call them levels. They've been referred to as platforms. So like, I'm just going to call them like level 1. It's also referred to as platform 1. You see this little 1 right here. And then 2. You have to purchase access to that level in the smart contract or that platform within the smart contract to activate it. And it costs what you see here at the top to activate that level in the smart contract. And when you do that, when you purchase access to a certain level or levels, you now open up that compensation structure. So as other sales are made in the team, in your organization, whether you made them or upline helped you make them or downline helped you make them, then you get compensated that same amount. So you get compensated a certain amount. In the X3, it's the same amount. It pays 100% commissions because there's no company taking a cut of that. So check this out. Let's say you come in at level 6. You're going to pay 0.025 to activate 1, 0.05 ETH to activate too. And if you're new to Ethereum and you're trying to figure out how much is that in fiat, we have a calculator. The person referred you here can get that to you and help you figure it out to transfer this into what's this cost in US dollars. But I'm gonna speak in ETH terms for now. If you want to activate level 3, you would also purchase, level 3, activate that part of the smart contract. That's 0.1 ETH. Level 4 is 0.2 ETH. So again, if you're going to 6, you'd be doing all 6 of these. Level 6 is 0.8 ETH. So you add all those up. You're also, because this is our strategy, there's the X3 comp plan, and I'm going to go over the X4. I'm going to go over that in a minute. I just want you to know if you were coming in at level 6, you'd be paying that in the X3 and the X4. Ask the person who referred you here to send you something, and they'll send you like the cost breakdown and a little calculator, super easy to see all of this. That's not the most important part right now. I want you to understand how you earn the ETH. So you're able to earn the level that you've activated. If you only came in at level 3 and you purchased level 1, 2, and 3 in the X3 and X4, then you're now able to earn as sales are generated by your team, by you and your team, you're earning on 1, 2, and 3. If you're only at level 3 and someone, let's say your upline places someone underneath you who's at level 6, or let's say you place someone underneath you who's at level 6, you're going to get paid on 1, 2, and 3. So you'll get 0.025 ETH plus, 0.05 ETH plus, 0.1 ETH, but you won't get the 0.2 ETH, the 0.4 ETH, and the 0.8 ETH because you're not at levels 4, 5, and 6. That will roll up, and that's okay. If that's where you got to start level 3, that's where you start. You're still making ETH, but it's okay that your upline gets that other ETH who's at level 4, 5, and 6, and that's why they're helping. That's why it's a team. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. Be excited when your upline gets some of that money, especially if they've been helping you out. So X3, plain and simple. This first position here, the first sale, you get 100% of the commissions. The second sale, you get 100% of the commissions. The third sale, you see this little cycle thing. It looks like a recycle thing. That's because that rolls up line. Again, encouraging the team strategy so you're not alone. All of these work the same way. First sale, you get 100% of the commission. So if you've activated level 2 and a level 2 sale happens underneath you, anywhere from your team, from you or your team, you get 100% commissions on the first sale, 100% commissions on the second sale, third sale rolls up. And that works the same way for all of them. And then they just recycle. You get it over and over and over and over again. So you listen carefully. You buy a position once and you're done. You get paid over and over and over and over again. No one can stop this smart contract. Nobody can take it down. Doesn't matter what Forsage does. It keeps on working. It's incredible. X4 works a little bit differently. Similar, but a little bit more leveraged income. A little bit more, even more incentivizing of teamwork. So here, this first top level, both of those roll up line. So delayed gratification. But that's good for you because as your team's building, you're helping them, you're communicating with them, you're supporting them, you're passing down and saying, hey, there's a webinar coming up, you might want to be there. You're taking the time. And so when your team's growing, those first 2 sales on their front level are going to roll up to you. So those first 2 sales roll up line to really create that team spirit and that team support. Second level payments, you get 100% commissions if you've activated that level on the first one, 100% commissions on the second one, and 100% commissions on the third one. And that last one again rolls up line, again, just encouraging that team support. So you're getting 3 of these payments out of the total of 6 that you see here. 50% is not bad. And the other 50% is going upline who are helping you build. Pretty cool. So there is one more comp plan. I'm not going to go into it today. It's called X Gold. When you first enroll, you don't need to worry about X Gold. You can, and if you're like someone like me, like a top producer, or you really want to maximize this, maybe you haven't had success before in a company, but you really like what's going on, you really want to learn, and you want to maximize it, ask the person who referred you here to, if you're up for it, to watch a 2-hour compensation plan webinar. It's not necessary, guys. I didn't even know that stuff we covered in that when I got started. I made lots of ETH. But if You know, if I was coming in now and someone offered it, I would have watched it and I would have gotten started with X Gold. Just know most of you do not need to start in X Gold. Most of you can just do X3 and X4. You decide what level you want to come in at. You start from where you can start. Obviously, the higher you can start, the higher you are to those higher paying Ethereum levels. But if you don't have Bitcoin and Ethereum already, then you might have to start at a lower level because that's a lot of cost. And that's okay. You start where you can start and you work with your team and you plug into the duplicatable system. And then you just, you know, you get a sale. Like if you're at level 3, listen carefully. If you're level 3 and a level 3 sale gets placed underneath you, because you got 100% commissions in the X3, you now have enough to go to level 4. You know what I mean? So that's how you rank up to these high paying positions. Like check this out, level 11. I'm not even at level 12 and I've already made massive amounts of Ethereum. I'm at level 11. And by the way, I was making tons of Ethereum at level 10, but look at level 11, 25.6 ETH per sale. Level 10, 12.8 ETH per sale. That's like getting close to $25,000 per sale. But you don't have to pay 12.8 ETH out of pocket. You start from where you start and you work with your team, and with the ETH you're making, you get to that next level. Again, if you start at level 6 and you get a level 6 sale, level 6 sale, you have enough to go to 7. So that's how we help people rank up to that high paying ETH. Powerful. Call it the team building strategy. Powerful. So don't worry about X Gold, but if you are, because you don't need to come in at X Gold when you come in, you can do that later. You can start making the ETH and then start plugging into that. If you want to learn about the compensation plan in more detail, ask for the 2-hour video, but don't get lost in it because I hardly knew anything other than what I just shared with you now. And I made a ton of ETH. I'm going to talk now about how you build this thing, guys. Ninja marketing, I call it. I call it a lot of things because it does a lot of things for you and your life when you know how to do it. And I've done it for so many years. And I've taught it for so many years. I think Jason mentioned we met in 2009. He had signed up in one of the marketing training programs that I did. And I noticed his name because he was implementing it better than anybody. And that's how we met. Super, you know, I didn't teach it simple back then because I was still new to teaching it. I was doing it really well, but it's one thing to do it, another thing to teach it. To know what do people need to know how to do, what are the easiest strategies for others to implement that are brand new, that might be tech challenge and stuff. But because I've been teaching it for so long, guys, I can honestly say like it's super easy to learn if you just do what I tell you to do. I know that's hard for people. It's hard for me to do what people tell me to do. But when it came to, it's why I'm unemployable. That's why I became an entrepreneur. But I am very results oriented. It's like if I want something, like if somebody says, there's gold in them there hills, and they convince me of it. They show me that there is, and they give me a map. I'm going to follow the map. Like I'm not so headstrong that I'm not going to follow the map. And I'm probably going to ask them questions like, what kind of tools do I use, and where do I get those tools? I'm not going to really push back on anything, and I'm not going to ask any questions outside of what they just told me. Like I'm just going to do it because I'm results oriented. I've been surprised because that's my natural just personality. Like if I want something and somebody else has done it, for whatever reason, as headstrong as I am about not wanting to be told what to do about anything else, for whatever reason, my personality is I just do it, don't ask questions because I want the result. But I've noticed, and I've been pretty surprised by it over the years, most people aren't naturally that way. For whatever reason, most people like to invent problems that don't exist. And think about things that they don't need to think about and do things that I didn't mention. And, you know, that's the only thing that will get you off track. It's so ridiculously simple if you just do what I tell you to do. And Jason, same thing. He knows how to do the marketing. We show you what to do. Okay, so what are we looking at here? This is just one. I'm going to talk about 2 strategies. You don't need more than that. Even if you've never done YouTube videos before, even if you never want to do a video, this will be effective for you. Now, I do suggest you grow if you want to change your life. I've made it so silly simple that you can start out not making your own videos. I hope you don't end there because you do need to eventually do something of your own to have the big success. But this will work, which is crazy when you think about it, where I just give you the content and you post it and it works. Kind of crazy when you think about that. So these are videos that I recently created. Remember when I said earlier, Jason and I were talking about how a lot of people get distracted in other programs. I was only talking about Forsage because I didn't want to distract anybody. And people would bring me these programs that were launching that I could have made millions off of just pushing out to my list. And I said no, because I didn't want to set that example. And then there were all these programs I said no to that I realized half my community was doing secretly behind my back. And I'm like, I could have like launched that, made millions. I'm hurting cats. So I said, I better change my strategy because a lot of them are doing these ding dong programs, and some of them aren't ding dong programs. Some of them are decent programs. But if you don't know what you're doing and you don't know how to build really effectively, you're not going to be successful in any of those. And I know that no one's going to teach and help as much as we do. I know it for a fact. Never seen it, ever, anything close to it, because it's too easy to make money not teaching, not helping, just jumping around. Okay, so, and I got chainsaws outside. We had trees falling all over the place from a recent storm. So if you hear the chainsaw, that's what that is. Gotta get rid of those fallen trees. So, okay, so we've got YouTube videos. Even if you don't want to do the YouTube videos, you can use my content. Check this out. Beerax was one of them. So I started, this is a ninja strategy, guys. I create content that speaks about other programs, and everyone that's in that program, and I like to talk about high risk programs, so I can tell them, did you know this is really high risk? Because a lot of people aren't telling them that. And there's a lot of good prospects in there. And there's even leaders in there who do, make a lot of money in those programs, but they kind of know they're not sustainable. They just don't know what else to do. And they're excited, they're caught up in the excitement. And, and I've dabbled in these high risk programs, kind of like I used to dabble at the casino 10 years ago back. After I started losing 30 grand at a time, I thought I better just start losing that money in business and learn something while I'm losing that money. So I stopped going to the casino 10 years ago, but I still like to take risks in business if it's calculated smart risk. And since we're making so much money in Forsage, we can dabble in these things. Now, I didn't initially because I wanted to be like this just to demonstrate leadership to the team. But once I realized the whole industry right now has gone bonkers and everyone's doing all these programs anyway, no matter what I do, I changed my strategy. So then I said, okay, we'll create content. We'll do this old ninja strategy. I call it leveraging the news. Like whatever's buzzing, whatever's happening, you create content around that because there's a bunch of people buzzing around that. And Beerax was one of them. Looks like they just went out, they just went belly up, which we knew would happen at some point. We create content on these things. And then in the middle of the content, we say, hey, how would you like to learn how we make so much ETH without risking it? Click on the link below. And it gives us massive leads. So check this out. And then I let you guys just post my video to your YouTube channel. Here's Jeremy. He if you search Beerax website down, even if you just search Beerax, you'll see this. The Beerax website down, Jeremy's video came up. Look, one day he got 745 views with my video. Here's somebody else who's modeling what I'm doing. Now, this is next level. If you take what I'm doing and you learn what I'm doing, you kind of do your own version of it. Like he's doing here. He got 947 views in 17 hours. He's doing the same thing, leading to his link in our community. So you can either make your own or you can just use mine. I suggest you start making your own, but you don't have to is the point. It's still working. And here's the one that I did. It works, guys. It's really effective. Here's somebody else brand new to the process. I'm going to show you his channel in a minute. Just loading my videos. You see, he's getting subscribers already. I want to show you something. This was the text underneath his video. He just loaded my video and he's getting engagement. You see 6 comments down here, and this is his link. So people are going to him, and I'm teaching exactly what to do when they land in your messenger box to show you what to send. Step 1, step 2, step 2. You can even forward my audios if you want to.
And Mike, I want to mention on this process to everybody who's been around the game for a while, these are not videos with Mike sharing his name, his face. Like his voice is hiding behind the screen, and he's literally doing this as if you could straight send it, and it's like his video is speaking for you with your
my name's not on there. I blur everything out. Nobody can find me unless it's through you. So everything I'm talking about in there, everything that I compel them to want to have, which is a no risk way to generate a lot of ETH, they have to go through you to get it. They have to go through you to get to me.
And I want to say to everybody, if you've been around the industry, you know, this is almost, it's so rare. I've done this a couple times in my career. I've never seen it except for with Mike. And I just want to say that, you know, someone in the comment was like, I've never had so much support and so much training from a team in my career. Well, this is this is just one little aspect of what you're getting, but I wanted to point that out.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, you know, we could go on and on all day about how we support the team to make sure you win. But I just want to hone in on a couple of things that just work like massively well, super easy to implement, to put you in top earner territory really fast. And not just put you in top earner territory here right now, but for the rest of your life, you'll know what to do. And you'll have a channel that has people on it, and you won't be afraid anymore of how to engage and how to make things happen. Okay, so check this out. I think this gets the point home, because I know a lot of you have YouTube channels. You try to do something like 3 years ago and then you gave up on it real quick, or don't even have a YouTube channel at all yet. So this makes it super easy to get started or to bring something to life that was never alive. So look, 1 year ago, he posted something, you know, before he knew us, 26 views in a year. 4 days ago, he posted my video. 4 views the first time. 4 days ago, he posted another one. Usually when I wait like a day, you'll get more traction, and just 2 views on that one because he posted it too close and his channel's brand new. Let's jump forward to this one here. He posted my video 4 days ago. So again, posting too many on the same day, but that's okay just to get it started. 10 views. He posted another one 4 days ago. So again, not a lot of traction on him because he posted them all on the same day. I'm going to post like one a day, every other day, but okay, he's bringing his channel to life for the first time in his life. So this is cool. Another one 4 days ago, 33 views. And then 1 day ago, it's been a little space in between, posted my video. So far, 235 views and 64 subscribers now and growing, and people reaching out. People reaching out to his Facebook page. So he's now growing his Facebook page. Now listen carefully to what I'm about to say, because this is life-changing. These people are targeted leads. They're the best leads in the world. You can't buy them. If you were to buy them, Jason, would it be far-fetched to say about $1,000 each?
Yeah, it's super, like, way expensive. Yeah.
Probably about $1,000 to buy a lead, like even a cold market lead that goes through a bunch of processes and stuff, like to become because these people, here's why. These people are already engaging with opportunities right now, and not just any opportunity, but they have a high risk tolerance.
Yep.
So they're action takers, they're doers. They put their money on the table before they think, if they're in this program.
And they're in crypto, and there's so much you know about them already.
So these are people that move their feet are before their head. It's the opposite of most of the leads you ever talk to. These are action takers, and they can make a lot of mistakes and burn through a lot of money making mistakes, but eventually they find the answer. And we're the answer. We're helping them. We're pulling them out of these high risk, high yield programs that they think are the answer that they don't know are so high risk. We're letting them know they're high risk. So we're providing value, and we're attracting them into Forsage, a no risk method to build ETH. And we're showing them a duplicatable system to do it. So he's building, listen carefully, he's building subscribers on his channel of those kind of people. Guys, it's not the same thing as any subscribers. It's not the same thing. This is massively valuable. And not only that, because I'm teaching to put his link, the link I showed you in the last slide goes to his Facebook. And so now Facebook's algorithms are seeing those high quality leads, those the best leads you could possibly ever get, landing in his Facebook and engaging with him. So now the algorithms are going to work for him. Facebook's going to work for him to bring him more people like that, because Facebook's algorithms see, as do Google's and YouTube's, see that those are the kinds of people that are interested in his content that he didn't even have to create. And so now when he makes a post on Facebook, or now when he posts a video on YouTube, the algorithms put that in front of more people like those people and not the other people. Guys, this is massive. This is massive. And then, of course, let us not forget the leads are reaching out to him, and he's able to bring them into Forsage. We're also doing this on Facebook. That one actually interacts with Facebook as I described, because the link takes them to Facebook. Guys, this is ninja stuff. This is ninja. And you don't have to create the content to be able to get it started. Now, I hope you do start creating the content. I showed you one guy in the search that he had posted some of mine. Now he started to create his own videos. That's awesome. Love to see. Guys, this is something that like you're not going to get anywhere else. This is massive. And what you pay to get started with the program is nothing in comparison to what you receive in this marketing training. It's not even training. It's like, hold my hand and let me help you become a top earner in no time flat. It's crazy. So here's Facebook, implementing our Facebook strategies. I'm not going to go into those, but it's basically the same thing. You get to model our content. You don't want to be too exact, change the wording a little bit, but you don't need to have to know what to say or anything, because you get to see what we're saying and just re-say it in your own way. And once again, you're attracting the right kind of people for the first time in your life. And, page likes going up, post engagements going up. Look at all these people under one of my posts. PM me, please. Interested, information. Would love to know what you use. PM me, please. Oh, someone says crashes on. Haha. I'd like to learn more. Could you share info? Like, guys, this is like, it's easier than a walk in the park. It's easier than a walk in the park. And if you do what I'm teaching you and what I'm showing you, like, you're going to become a top earner. Not just here, but forever, anywhere you choose. It's crazy. When I was younger, this was a long time ago, in 1998, back in 1998, I read an ebook that I purchased for $100, which I thought was nuts, over a fax on demand. I was like, I can't believe I'm purchasing something that I'm having faxed to me. They didn't even pay for the book. And it was titled, How to Get a Crowd of People to Stand in Line and Beg to Join Your Network. And ever since I didn't even read the book. All I needed was the title. I think I read a couple pages, and life was never the same. And that's what you're really getting here, guys. You're going to learn how to do that very quickly. We drive by In-N-Out Burger every once in a while between Portland and U of O. My daughter goes to U of O in Eugene. And every time there's this massive line. And I'm like, what in the heck is going on with In-N-Out Burger? And so one time I went and I had one of their burgers when the line wasn't so bad, because you won't get me in a line for a burger. And I was like, I don't get it. I don't get it. The burgers are better at all these other places without a line. They understand how to get people to stand in line and beg for their crappy burgers. They're actually not that bad, but they're not worth standing in a line for for an hour. Nike's really good at this too. They're really good at this. And you see people selling shoes for $2,000 now. Like, you get the kids, like these launches that they do. It's marketing, guys. And you're going to learn this stuff like the back of your hand. You can't help but learn it here, and forget about all the nonsense that doesn't work. The chasing people, convincing friends and family, forget it. Convincing people who follow you on Facebook that were in that other program, but every time it comes up about a new program, they ask the most ridiculous questions and they have all these limitations. Forget it. I'm going to show you how to attract the right people to you that are hungry to join. Because why? Because we're not selling burgers and shoes. We're helping people grow ETH. And guys, I can't believe that this would be a shocker to anybody. There's a lot of people out there who want to grow ETH. And we got a system that's doing it. It's not hard to get a line of people wanting to join you to plug into our system. I said it before, I'll say it again. What you learn about attraction marketing here is worth far more than the cost of getting started in and of itself. There's no question about it. My ultimate message to you guys is follow a simple system that works. That's all you got to do. It clearly works. If you can keep yourself from getting distracted, if you can get on the rails and stay on the rails and just do what works, you're going to change your life here, as so many have already. So what's the next step? Talk to your Forsage partner. Who referred you here? Get back in touch with them, because they're your connection to all of this. They're going to get you plugged in. Decide what level you want to come at in the X3 and X4. If you want to think about X Gold, Ask them about the 2-hour compensation plan video. Not necessary. I don't even recommend it unless you're a top producer or you already know, like you're 100% sold and you just want to maximize everything. But you really know already all I knew before I got started. And we're going to show you how to duplicate the process once you get in with the methods that I showed you. It's super, super simple. Decide what level you want to come in at and then get registered. The person who referred you here will plug you in. They'll help you along the way. We don't just throw you an affiliate link, get people to sign up and see ya. That's not what we're doing. We're helping you actually win. It's really important to us. We put our heart and souls into it every single day, and we've succeeded at it. And that's why this is working. Anything you want to close out with, Jason?
Yeah, I want to remind everybody, I think a lot of people don't realize we're still in our pre-launch, like pre-building phase and pre-positioning, and
right,
that it's only been 4 months. I mean, yeah, this is crazy, life-changing for so many people. But one of the things that I've really come to love seeing Mike over the years, like just a few years ago, I watched him in a program that he stayed committed to building a funnel for like months and months and months. And the company changed everything because it's not a smart contract and they could change things, including how people get into the comp plan. And it threw a major wrench into his funnel. And instead of, he could easily just bailed because he wasn't making a killing at that time. Neither was his team, but he stayed focused and finished it off and made an even better funnel that corrected for it. And so, you know, with the marketing that's coming out, the training, the products, all this stuff, you're seeing this. If you're here anywhere near March of 2021, you are very, very early, not just with our team pre-positioning and pre-sales and everything, but with where crypto and Ethereum is going. And it's just really, you know, I think back to when I was introduced to Bitcoin, it was $450 per one Bitcoin. And I thought it was complicated. And I drug my feet for a few months, and another really wise person finally convinced me to get in. And I got in Bitcoin at 650 per Bitcoin. And I didn't go all in. I just started getting in a little bit, but it changed my life a lot. And I think back to when we started this, we've already watched Ethereum rise 3 and 4 times just since starting this. And I have a feeling, in fact, I am certain in a year, 2 years from now, I have friends, loved ones, people that were in this or still in it because they buy their positions, they have them forever. They're going to be looking back saying, man, I wish I would have went. I wish I would have just followed some of the advice. I wish I would have tried a little harder. And I want to add one other thing too, because I've seen a lot of things. I've been online for 15 years and I've been full-time since 2008. What I'll share is that it is very, very, very rare to have something that works. Like, this isn't really different from copy and paste. It is copy and paste the YouTube stuff. It is near copy and paste the Facebook stuff. And I just want to share that I've had some friends that had no business making money over these years that we created some of these systems and they did good. And then the systems didn't work for whatever reason. And there's just so many things coming together now, including almost exactly 1 year ago where the world shut down. And I don't know if there's ever been a time, like I watched our online business completely explode starting a year ago. Because why? Because everybody's old plan A is now like in jeopardy. And there's so much uncertainty. And for us to have a solution like this and us to be in front of crypto like we are and to be pre-positioning and pre-selling like we are, I just like, I don't know how to loudly more like, I'm not hyping this up. I know what the future looks like. And I know looking back, even Mike and I don't know how to go more all in than we are, but I know we're going to find more ways. Like, man, I wish we would have squeezed in that extra hour or something. So Mike, I just really appreciate you pouring in and sharing everything. And, you know, get back to who invited you here, guys. Ask them about the fast lane, the middle lane. It's on our pricing sheet. It's all set up. And so, yeah, Mike, close it out.
Well, you did bring up something. I'll just close out with this. If it wasn't already obvious, and what Jason was referencing there is we continue to build more and more value into this. And that's possible because it's a smart contract that will never die. So we don't have the fear that if we invest all of this into this, if we put more value into it, that they'll pull the rug out from underneath us. That can't happen. So we can invest. And that means, he referenced it briefly, we're going to be creating more and more value around the levels. So when people buy, that's why he called it the pre-positioning phase. When we truly launch, we'll have products that people actually get when they purchase the levels. And they'll be, based around marketing, not just marketing this, but based around marketing in general and perfectly packaged. So just understand that we keep building more and more into this so that we can continue to help people make more and more ETH and change lives out there. So yeah, get back with the person who referred you here. Tell them, hey, here's the level I'm thinking about, or ask them to send you the Forsage calculator that helps you see, what level you might be able to come in at. Get in, start where you can start, and then start employing what we give you, because it works to get to those higher paying levels that pay that crazy amount of Ethereum, so you can have the results that our team has had. All right. Thanks, Jason. Great working with you, man. Looking forward to working with you guys and helping you guys accomplish your goals. We'll see you guys soon.
Yes. Thank you, Mike. We'll see you on the inside, guys.